Right, good morning everyone. How are you doing? If we haven't met before, my name's Tony Gurney. Nice to meet you, virtually, at last. I'm assuming they're all there. Wave your hand if you can hear me. Yay, thank you. Further, you'll have seen at the top of Teams that this is being recorded, and as it said in the video, if you've got an issue with it being recorded, just don't interact just now, and you won't be recorded in anything you're doing. When we get to the end, I'll turn off the recording and you can ask questions there if you need to. Yep. Video's on a loop. You can put your hands down now, because one of the things we're going to use hands for is if you have a question. So I'll monitor Teams. If I see your hand up, I'll stop and ask you a question. Although if you want to ask a question, you can also just put it into the chat. Some of you have been doing that already. When I see questions in the chat, I'll answer them, or as you've been doing already, I hope some of the rest of you can also answer them and we can help out each other. Before we start, does anyone have any questions? Chris has his hand up. Chris has put his hands down. One person has their hand up, which is James. No, James put his hand down now. Okay, so I'm assuming no questions just now. Yeah, no worries, Chris. No worries, James. That's what happens, but we'll get used to this. Just out of interest, is this your first online lecture? Or have you had more earlier in the week? Third? Oh man, so I've got something to live up to. This is going to be tough. Right, okay. What I'm going to do is take you through the course, what we're going to be doing this week. Oh, first for some people, good. In that case, this is how it should be done, and don't let anybody else tell you different. I'm going to run through the course, what it is we're going to be doing over the year. As you probably know, this is what we call a long, thin course, which is to say, instead of trying to cram it all into one term, we're going to spread it out and run it from now until next March or April, or whenever the second term ends. The idea of that is it gives you some time to think about programming, it gives you some time to do the programming, and it gives you time to actually get into doing it. This isn't a listen to it, remember it, and parrot it back to me type of subject. This is the type of subject where you have to actually do it. Some people think it's more of an art, but actually I think it's a craft. You can read all of the woodworking books that you want, but unless you actually go out with a hammer and a saw and a bit of wood and try and put something together, you'll never understand what woodworking is. And it's the same with programming. Unless you actually sit down at your computer, type in some code, see what happens, see what comes out, you won't actually get anywhere. So running this as a long, thin course gives you a few months to do that. I'm seeing that someone's talking to Arij, if I've pronounced that correctly. If not, my apologies. Saying it appears not to be muted. One of the things I've got on my system here is an option to go to all the participants and just mute everyone. So I'm doing that just now so that there's no background noise from anyone. Again, if you want to ask a question, put a Q in the conversation, raise your hand, whatever you want to do, and you can come in and ask a question. And I sincerely hope that you will. There's going to be nothing worse. It's bad enough sitting in a room with 50 people and nobody's saying anything, but doing it online is going to be even worse. So please, if you have questions, ask them. So, before we get to the actual lecture, does anyone have any questions to start? I'm not going to be the first to ask something. You ask. No, you ask. No, I'm not doing it. You have to do it. Okay, well, if no one has any questions, what I'm going to do with the magic of technology is start the lecture. We are going to use Python. And can I just check, can someone just put something into the chat to tell me that that's working okay and you can actually see the presentation? Oh, very good, yes. Yeah, that's at least 3 people doing something good. At least 3 people with really, really bad sense of humor. Almost as bad as mine. Okay, so this is about Python. So there will, of course, be mandatory mentions of Monty Python, spam, silly walks, and everything else to do with Monty Python. And if none of that means anything to you, get onto YouTube and find out what and who Monty Python are. And as Nicholas says, you might start with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, some of you know Monty Python. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to do Introduction to Programming. Couple of things before we get into it. It is an introduction, so we're going from the beginning. So my apologies to any of you who have done any sort of programming before. Some of the stuff that you're seeing might be stuff that you've done before, stuff that you understand, and you're sitting there thinking, oh my goodness. I promise you we will be doing more, but because it's an introduction, I don't really know who has done anything, who hasn't, so we're going to start right from the beginning. Come on, computer, you can do it. Yeah. So you'll have seen on Teams. Alistair, are you talking to me there? If you don't know, by the way, you can keep the chat open on your screen and you can see what everybody's talking about down the right-hand side if you're working on a PC or a Mac. It's harder if you're running on a phone or an iPad or something like that. But if you're working on a PC, keep the chat open because it's actually quite good watching it as it goes along. So you'll have possibly seen in Teams, in fact, some of you will because some of you tried to join the Lanarkshire cohort for their lecture. This is running both in Paisley and Lanarkshire. Now you've got access to both of them, and what that does is it means that if, for example, you want to look at someone else's lecture, chat with people you know at Lanarkshire, it means we're all together. But we'll work together at this time with us. The module coordinator is Jerry Crehan, and he's out at Lanarkshire. If you have issues, talk to me first. Either send me an email, we can set up a chat on Teams or whatever. And if you find out that I'm completely useless, feel free to talk to Jerry and see if he can help you out. Not surprisingly, for Introduction to Programming, what we're going to do is figure out how to write computer programs. Which can be really simple. Just trying to make this a wee bit bigger so that you can see it. So what we have there is a Python interpreter, a very simple Python interpreter that lets me write a computer program. And for those of you that have seen programs before, there are a lot of text. You'll be doing a lot of typing. Yeah, right. You know exactly where I'm heading with this. What we do with a computer program is tell the computer what to do. And we need to tell it everything. It's not like fancy science fiction. We need to tell it everything we need to do, and we